There is a tale the Lakota tell about a young brave who entered the haunted wood. The wood that was, according to the elders of the tribe, inhabited by devils who took any foolish enough to come their way. But the brave thought, as he walked slowly along, I am a good man and have done no wrong. If devils can harm me, then there is no justice. A voice of razors behind him said, "There isn't."
The Turquoise Woman. From the last page of the last journal of President John Adams.
It is the year of our Lord 1826, and I am dying. The question is, do I wish to be reborn? At my bedroom door, the young man, wide-brimmed hat and gloved hands, has the answer. But I fear I already know. The young man is a conundrum. He looks at me with the eyes of a sad poet, yet he is a walking arsenal. 2 shoulder harnesses of pistols, another pistol on his hip, still another in a strange stomach rigging. "Come in, Sergeant McCord." I speak in a once strong voice, now grown sadly frail.
"An honor, President Adams,"
he says. "Former president, young man." He flashes a smile much like a wolf's.
"Like with Texas Rangers, sir. Once a president, always a president."
He sits down in a plush leather chair by my bedside, and I frown. "Your face is perhaps 25, but your hair is moon-white." His lean face goes somber.
"There was a time when my hair was darker, my heart lighter."
My voice thickens. "As with myself, McCord, as with myself." I pat his arm and frown again at how my hand shakes. "I met your father at my alma mater. He was a great patriot." McCord nods sadly and sighs.
"Father said history bleeds on every page because of patriots. But he liked teaching at Harvard, and he liked you."
"And my wife?" The light dies in his deep eyes.
"He thought of her as a wise and good friend, once."
"Before she became a—" I find it difficult to say the word. "Revenant."
"Yes, sir."
"I need to ask a favor of you, young man." His lips shape into an uneasy smile.
"I'm not going to kill Mr. Jefferson for you, sir, if that's the question."
I slap his arm at his rough jest. Time will soon have her way with us both, I am afraid. I tap his buckskin-covered knee. "No, I need to ask you, what do you think of revenants?" McCord sucks in his upper lip, then says low,
"Mighty broad question, sir. Might as well ask me what I think of humanity."
"Then you believe revenants are no longer human?" He rubs his face with a hand strangely gloved in this summer heat.
"With each passing year, they lose more and more of their humanity, sir, until they forget totally what it means to be human."
He leans forward.
"Surely you have noticed this in your wife."
I clutch his arm feebly. Yes, I have." I close my eyes. "And now she demands I allow her to... I cannot put it into words." And McCord just pats my hand.
"You would gain immortal youth at the cost of your humanity, sir."
I look at this strange man with the saddest eyes I have ever seen in a youth. "I know that you are aware, young sir, that Abigail now rules a confederacy of shadow states all across this nation." I manage to make my lips speak the words. "Abigail says that together we could do much good for this country." His face twitches, then he speaks softly.
"On a cattle ranch, the ranchers live mighty fine. The same cannot be said for the cattle.
I nod gravely and sigh. I had come to a similar thought, McCord. The decision I always knew I would make settles firmly in my chest and mind. I will refuse. Abigail will take this badly, I am afraid. McCord smiles as if it were a wound.
Even so, sir, you have made a hard but wise decision.
And in doing so, I have doomed you.
How so?
My mind fills with mocking echoes of shared laughter with Abigail, and I sigh. She knows of this meeting, McCord. Once there was a wellspring of forgiveness within Abigail's heart. I cannot meet his eyes. Now she will believe, despite my protests, that it was you that robbed her of my presence by her side. She will not rest, sir, until her revenge against you is complete. McCord smiles sadly.
That's all right, Mr. President. My death will just mean one less monster in this sorry old world.
My blood chills, for I see he wants to die.
No, I will not be the cause of the death of my old friend's son.
But how can I save him from Abigail? From himself? I look up at the portrait of my wife when she was still my Abigail. A plan comes to me. I whisper to McCord. When you think beautiful but diseased, what city comes to mind, McCord? Quick, no moment for reflection. What city? He laughs like a happy wolf.
Don't need any time to reflect, sir. New Orleans is the prettiest city with the blackest heart that I've ever seen.
Then, Sergeant McCord, New Orleans is the city that I, as former president of these United States, charge you to save from the revenants.
What?
I cannot ask of you to attempt the impossible task of saving my nation from the evil that has consumed my wife. But one city, McCord, one city, pledge to me that you will save New Orleans from the curse of the revenants, and I will die at peace.
But, sir, I took an oath to Texas.
Do not speak to me of oaths, young man. I, Jefferson, Washington, even your father bled for this nation. If not for a dying president, save New Orleans for them, for your dead father.
I was fighting unfairly, I knew, but my friend, his dead father, would have me do no less than to save his son from self-destruction.
McCord runs gloved fingers through his silver hair and sighs.
All right, Mr. President, you have my word. I'll save New Orleans.
His poet eyes flick to the portrait of my wife, and he murmurs,
Beautiful but diseased, is it?
He turns to me.
Another pledge, sir. Strange as it sounds, sometimes enemies become as close as lovers. If I can, I will save your Abigail, too.
You are a romantic, McCord. It will be the death of you.
Something will eventually. Might as well be that.
When he leaves, and the shadows of the night and death grow closer and closer, it is his second pledge that comforts me.